Good gloomy Monday morning. I finished the cover for my winter journal, which will basically be February and March. And these are my signatures. I'm not normally this frilly, but I wanted my papers to look wintry, and this is what I ended up getting. And what I did was I used two of them. I think this is so cute. And I hinged them together with just some regular copy paper. And I'm going to do some stenciling and collaging and stamping on the blank papers. I might just cover them up with a book page or something like that. And then most of the pages I did. This is just some scrapbook paper that I also hinged together. Each signature is the same format. A handmade paper, coffee dyed paper, a paper bag. Whoops, trying to keep them in order here. A paper bag, which I never do. This is new to me. Some more scrapbook paper. More fancy papers that I hinged together. Piece of vintage tracing paper. I kind of think I might change this one because this side has got messed up here. Another coffee dyed paper and another paper bag. And then this one is similar, just with different scrapbook papers. Almost got some flowers in it. Same format, just different papers. I might use washi tape to cover up the seams. No, I don't know exactly, but they're not just going to be plain white papers for the, in the journal. I might leave them plain and then decorate them as I go along. If I want to stencil and stamp, I should do it now. And I'm not going to show it. I'm just show you the end results. And then we'll get back and sew these in, and that'll be the end of my winter journal construction. Okay, so I have made a template here. I got my buttons right where I want them to. And, I'm going to sew buttons onto the spine. I've made a template using my centering ruler. So I found my center, and then I just measured 2.5 inches this way and 3/4 of an inch this way. So hopefully it will all look good. And I've already marked my signatures, so I'm going to poke those too. And for that, I have something that I use. This is just a foam thing from Dollar Tree. I left the plastic right on it, and I use this to poke my holes into my signatures. Try to keep the signature as closed as possible so that you're staying on the seam, which I did. And that's the best I can do. That's the best anybody can do. It's not perfect. It may not look perfect, but the point is getting it done and using your book. And I better make sure all my pages are right side up. I didn't think of that before. Yep. That's another thing you want to do before you poke your holes. And I'll show you how I decorated the signatures. Now, I was not picky about how they lined up because they're all different sizes. But I am going to use this one first. That's my first signature. So I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to go through my center hole. And hopefully my hole is good enough to go through, and it is. I pull it almost all the way through. I leave a tail, a couple inches, like maybe 3 or 4 inches, And then I go into the center hole of my first, on the spine for the first signature row. And then I pull it through without pulling out my tail. Now I'm going to get the first button that I want, and if I'm going to the top, which I am, I'm going up to the top, or you can go to the bottom, it doesn't matter. The first button that you're going to get is going to be the lowest button, and I want that to be this one. So I'm going to go through my button and back out the other side in another hole of the button. Push the button all the way down. Then I get my next button that I want. Oops. And it is hard once you get the buttons on to get everything set properly, because it gets a little bit harder to move the thread through the buttons and that kind of stuff. And sometimes you just have to readjust, and it's not that big of a deal. Especially once you get the top on, and then the bottom is a little bit harder to adjust. But no matter how many times I do it or have done it, it still kind of makes me nervous. I'm always like worried I'm going to have to take it out and do it over, and I hate that. Then we're going to go back in the top hole. Oops, pull it through, and pull it through as far as we can without... See, now I have this gap here, and I don't want to make this one smaller. Oop. I have a gap here, but I don't want to make this smaller, so I'm going to have to go back and push my buttons all the way to the bottom so I can pull the string out more. This way. There. Okay. Got that. That's nice and tight. Now I do have to pull it a little bit, I guess. Alright, then we're going to go in the top hole of our signature. And it's just a lot of maneuvering. All the maneuvering is what makes me nervous. I can't see my hole. There it is. It's so hard to keep it all on camera too. So hopefully it's gone through, but it hasn't. I need it to go through every page, and it's not doing that. So what I'm going to do is poke it back out. I'm having trouble. There we go. Came through. We're going to pull it. Oh, it's stuck on this. I gotta take this off now. Okay, pull it through as tight as you can. Actually, this is working pretty well, holding this, but there. Now let's see, we still have it too tight, so, or not tight enough, I should say. So we have to readjust our buttons, move them down again, and then pull it. Oh my goodness. Let's pull it this way. Okay. Now that's nice and tight. See? Okay. So now I can go back out to my bottom hole here, and I'm going to... Things shifted. Sometimes things shift a little bit. I'm going to put my thread through there, pull it as tight as I can, and then I'm going to go out the bottom hole in my spine. But before I can do anything else, I have to add the rest of my buttons. So first I want to make sure it's still tight. not. It's not still tight. The buttons do make it much harder to do. But the look is so great. I love how it looks. Alright, now I have the rest of my buttons here, and I'm going to have my pink one. I want the two pinks to match up. So the first one that I'm going to put on is the dark blue. The first one you put on is going to be the one on the bottom. Yeah, and like it still makes me nervous to do it. Even though I've done it so many times, and I still make lots of mistakes. I don't know if I'll ever feel like I've arrived, you know what I mean? That's okay. Pull them down as far as we can, push them down, and then we put on our last pink button. And then the hard part is going back through this hole without nicking into the thread. So we want to make sure our buttons are all the way at the bottom, but not like on top of each other like this one is. Okay. And we're going to pull. And let's pull the inside. It's still tight. It's still pretty tight. So we're going to pull the inside and the outside. Move this button up a little, and I'm going to try to get back in this hole. And this is the really hard part, because you don't want to pierce your string. So sometimes it does help to make the hole a little more noticeable. In fabric, it's hard to notice where the hole is. But I'm going to just do my best here and try to get it in. Alright, I believe I'm in. Hopefully, I have not nicked the thread. Okay, my buttons are pretty tight. So, I'm going to go in the signature now. And still the same thing. You don't want to nick your thread. Here goes nothing. Oh. I think I'm going to have to do this off camera. I'm sorry. I did finally get it through, but I can see that I pierced my thread here. So I'm going to have to pull it out. And then that should be okay if I didn't pierce it anywhere else. I almost had to go in each page separately to get it in. It was so hard to get in. Hopefully the next one won't be so hard. And so now I'm going to just pull this as tight as I can and tie it off. I've done this so many times on this channel. I'm sure you can find other videos of me doing this if you need more visuals. But I guess I'll go ahead and do the other one too, just because I kind of messed that one up. Let's see if I can not mess up the next one. So there we have that first signature is in. And there's my buttons. Aren't they cute? They just look so cute. I love buttons on my spine, even more than beads. Okay, so now we have the next one. Okay, so now we're going to get the second signature in, and this time I poked the holes and made them a little bigger so they'd be more visible. So we're going in the center of both the signature and the spine, again, and then we'll get our first button on. I'm trying to stay in camera, but it's hard when you have to maneuver around so much. Okay, alright, we got plenty of room to pull. Okay, and so my next button is going to be pink, because that's going to be right here. I want it to match. Now, the buttons aren't all exactly the same, but pretty close. Okay, so there's the first button down. And let's see, second. I'm pulling on it, I can tell. Pull my string, yeah, pull my string back out. Quite a bit here. I lost some of it. Okay, and now the last button for the top part is this darker blue. If you like a challenge, this is it. This is a challenge. If you don't like a challenge, don't do it. Okay, and now we're going to go back in the top. Oops, oh no. I lost my string. I'm going to have to re-string this through the bottom again. Let's go back in this hole. And now I have to pull it as tight as I can, but not too tight. Okay, see that? And then I have to take my needle off of here and get it onto the middle string, which is here, and put it back to the middle. So I'll have something to tie up. I need to make it bigger. Okay, hopefully that won't happen again. Okay, this is just going to have to go through to the middle hole and hopefully stay there. Maybe I'll tape it with some washi tape. Boy, everything always goes wrong when you're filming, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to poke this again. Have not everything fall apart on me. Okay, that's got to go straight up. And I have to... Which side? Okay, I'm going to get some washi tape and tape this down. Okay, so now let's see how it's looking. Oh, okay, we want to pull this out some more. But we want to untangle these. Not supposed to be that close together. Okay, I think that's going to be good. And now I have to put my needle back on this part of the thread. I'm glad I only have 2 signatures because I don't think I can handle putting another one with buttons on. It's too hard. It's not hard, it's nerve-wracking. Let's put it that way. Just nerve-wracking. Okay, then we're going to go. I think my string is still moving. I'm going to have to watch that. Yeah, it's not really helping that much. Okay, well, luckily I'm almost done. We're going out this side. I hope I'm on camera. We are going out the bottom again and putting the rest of our buttons on. So we're putting our we're putting our dark blue button on first. And then the light blue. Oops. Light blue. Then pink. Thank goodness we're done with the button parts. I don't know why I torture myself, just because I like how it looks so much, I guess. Now I gotta go back through this hole and hopefully not pierce anything. Ouch. Ooh. Well, wouldn't you know, I ended up poking my finger. Okay, my thread is still okay on the inside. There we go. Okay. Now I gotta check all my buttons. I have a feeling something is amiss. It's very loose. I hope I didn't pierce my string. Okay, let's pull it again. There, that should be fine. Yeah, all right. I did not pierce my thread. Okay, let's take off the clips and look through the pages. Now, I really went out of my comfort zone with these pages. So, that's what it looks like from there. That's what the spine is looking like. I think I'll put a tassel on too. But I think it looks really cute. I just love how the buttons look. And then I'll show you what I did inside real quick. Quick flip through. Probably I'll speed everything up. This is a napkin. This is really way out of my comfort zone. Uh-oh, that one was upside down. Too late. That one I got right side up. And that's going to be covered. That was upside down too. The rest, it doesn't matter. So that's it. That is my winter journal. I'll put a tassel on it, and the next time you see it, I'll be working in it. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. I hope you're happy, healthy, safe, warm, dry, and remember to stay strong and courageous. Bye-bye, guys.